What's up guys, it's Mitch or Deity, and today's video is going to be going over Selective Summon. So for new players coming into the game, this is going to be a good resource for you to watch to get a little bit of advice off the beginning, or returning players that maybe you're curious how the game has changed, you're starting a new account, then you can check this out. But also, maybe you've been playing an account for a week, it's always okay to restart toward the beginning. So maybe if you learned a bunch and made a bunch of mistakes, always know that you can just restart and be in a much better trajectory with playing the game. That is what I did. My first account I do not own anymore, actually my first couple accounts, because I continually restarted until I ended up getting a very good run and was happy with what I did. But I also switched servers because a new server came out around that time. But besides that, so this video is going to be over Selective Summons, and Selective Summon opens up after chapter 1-4. So pretty much within 5 minutes of playing the game, you get Selective Summon and you can summon there. But right now is the best time to ever re-roll on Epic 7. So if you look within your box, whenever you first open the game, you have 14 items in your mailbox, and that is all of this right here. And then you also have 2 more of these books, which I opened because I tried to record this video and messed it up, that will pull you any 5-star character in the game besides limited, collab limiteds, and the new character Teo. So every other character in the game that isn't a limited character or the newest character you can get, including Hua Young and Arya. And in my opinion, the best 2 characters you can get within this are Hua Young and Tamarin. And then the best selective summon character you can get at that point is Asaria, because Asaria is one of the queens of PvE, as is Tamarin. So that is the overall best thing I think you can get from rerolling, in my opinion. Like, yes, you cannot use Hua Young right away, but you are going to want her. She will open up Guild Wars for you immediately. And you have a very good chance of getting another 5-star within these. But then also from the ongoing events, there's a new event that allows you to get Sigret, Vivian, and Sermia. So I would always start with Sigret first to try to push into Wyvern right away, and then get the other characters after, even though I know Sermia, in my opinion, is the best of those 3 in terms of looks. But try to avoid that and go for Sigret first if you're trying to quickly push into, say, PvP within this game. You don't have to. You can also go the Banshee route and try to take Vivian, but Banshee is just a much harder thing to farm. So that will come up once you get further within the story. There will be an option here that you'll see. It's something about hunt event or something. You click it and then you choose between the 3. Like I said, I would choose Sigurd first, but you can get all 3 of them over time. So that is that going into everything. But this video is sponsored by BlueStacks. So if you guys are wanting to reroll, you can use BlueStacks to reroll with on your PC. And it also has a multi-instance function to where you can be rerolling on as many instances of Epic 7 as you want, so you can have 3 Epic 7s going and be playing through the beginning. You'll check your tickets. If you don't like them, then you reset your server and try it again. So BlueStacks is fantastic for the re-rolling option, or if you just want to play Epic 7 on your PC, then that is what I would go or use to do it. Or if you've tried to use another emulator in the past, you can maybe try BlueStacks too. I have an affiliate link down in the description of the video. If you're willing to check it out, you can click that. It'll take you to the download and install. You just click it and follow the steps, and then once you get BlueStacks on your PC, you just can install Epic 7 from there. And hopefully some of you guys will see how good emulators are, because at the end of the game, you are farming nonstop, and trying to run your phone with farming, you're just eating. I feel like you're just eating your phone away. My phone, actually, I was trying to farm Wyvern on it recently, and it screen burned repeat battling into the side of my phone. So my phone got so hot from farming that I now have white repeat battling on anything I go to within my phone. So I definitely suggest getting into an emulator if you're going to take this game very seriously, or if you have a newer phone, maybe you won't have that problem. My phone is a little bit older, but emulators are great. Link down in the description if you want to check it out. And thank you, BlueStacks, again, for the opportunity to promote you. So, within the Selective Summon, though. Selective Summon, real quick, the way it works. You're going to summon 30 times. If you get a summon you get 10 different things that come up per summon. It can be all 3 stars. It could be all 3 stars with 4 4-stars, or you can get 1 5-star either hero or artifact. You cannot get more than 5-star or more than 1 5-star. That's it. If you get a 5-star artifact, you cannot get a 5-star hero or any more 5-star artifacts. If you get a 5-star hero, you cannot get any 5-star artifacts. And 1 5-star per 10 roll. That's it. But once you get a 5-star that you like, you can then lock that and then continue to do the rest of your selective summons. And if you don't get anything you want, oh well, then you take the one you locked. But if you do get something you want, then you can switch over, lock the new one, and then continue to do your rolls. And then on the 1st, 5th, 20th, and 30th, you guaranteed are going to have a 5-star hero pop up. So keep that in mind. You're guaranteed going to have 4, but they're not 4 different ones. You could have 4 Ludwigs pop up throughout it, and that could be pretty upsetting. But the thing with Selective Summon, as I said earlier, I don't think the characters that you pull matter off Selective Summon a whole lot anymore. if you get good characters out of this, if you start your account soon, get your characters out of this. If you're watching this video in the future and you do not have the rewards to try to reroll, it's fine. Just follow the selective summon thing here of what I say, and what it still doesn't matter what you pick, because you can just get cigarette from that and the other characters, and you're gonna have a bunch of 5 stars as long as you continue playing the game. So it does not matter at all. But let's go ahead and switch over. I'm going to go ahead and do the tier list portion of the video. So first up, we have Fire Aramantha. Fire Aramantha recently got buffed, but I do not think she's very good still. She is a character that's very hard to use. She has low base speed for what she is supposed to be doing. In terms of PvE content, she's not great either. So I'm going to put her at B. I'm going to actually put Fireball in the same area because he is usable in PvE content. He is pretty good in one of the expeditions, which is a later type of content within the game. So if you do have him, he can have some use later, and he's not bad for farming, but is not very good compared to some of these other characters. Now, Basar, I'm going to go ahead and put at A. He is making a return in the PvP meta. A lot more people are starting to pick him in higher PvP, but the thing with him is he's a character that is only for PvP. If you try to use him for PvE, you're just going to get lackluster results. I'm sure there will be someone in the comment section, I use Basar to farm everything. They're using Basar wrong. I mean, you can use him that way, but it's not optimal. There are better characters to use to do that job. All right, same with Charlotte. So Charlotte used to be, I would have put her at S a little bit ago, but there are new characters out that give a debuff called Unbuffable. And when she gets hit with Unbuffable, she becomes essentially useless. So she has fallen quite a bit. Now, Chloe, I'm going to go ahead and put her at A in terms of picking, because if you take Chloe, you get Cigarette from the event that I was telling you about. And that event never goes away, by the way, and you can get all 3 characters. I'm pretty sure I said that, but it never goes away. So that will be here forever. So if you get Cigarette, her, and then Chloe, and then get Furious, and then a front tank Angelic Montmorency or Angelica, you can get to Wyvern very quickly and have a pretty solid Wyvern team. So that is an option. I wouldn't say she's S tier. She might not even be A tier, but she's kind of fun. So Destina, I'm going to go ahead and put it at S tier. She is one of the only RGB revivers in the game. She's not fantastic in PvP, but having her as an option for early guild wars and everything can be very, very beneficial to an account. So I'm sure a lot of if any older players are in here, is like, Destina buff sucked. It wasn't even that great. In terms of a newer player trying to get into guild wars and regular content, she is a pretty solid choice, and having a healer and cleanser to go through story is great. Now, Asteria is number 1, though. This is who I would say to pick. She is the queen of PvE. She has defense break. She has multiple debuffs. Her artifact kit pool you can put on her is really good, and her skill 3 is one of the most unique skills, or skill 2 is one of the most unique skills in the game. It will let you reset any character's cooldown on their ability. So that's why I always say to get Tamarin if you can still do those tickets, because Tamarin has a 9-turn cooldown on her skill 3, but pairing her with Asteria, then you can reset it right away. I don't know if it's 9 turns, but it's a lot. So you can reset it right away with Asteria turn 1, and then your Tamarin is going to be instantly transforming, and once Tamarin transforms, your team gets a ton of buffs, and those two together will help you clear all of Abyss. Not all of Abyss, but a very large chunk of Abyss. So Ken is the worst character in the game. I'm going to throw him down at D behind my head because that's where he belongs. He's irrelevant. He's terrible. I hate him. Some people may try to tell you he's good. Don't listen to them. Dude, just don't listen to him. I've tried to play him in hundreds of games of RTA. He never works. Maybe you can use him in Guild Wars. Maybe you can find a use for him, but in my opinion, I wouldn't even bother trying. So Ludwig, he is a character that I think is about the same as this. I'm going to go ahead and put Chloe down here. She'll be at the top of this, but she isn't good in PvP at all. So you're building her literally just for Wyvern, but she's not a bad pick, so I'll just put her at the top of B since this is like more PvP focused besides this area. I'll put her there. But Ludwig's going to be in that same spot. He's okay. He does do really good damage, but he just isn't as good as a lot of the other characters that you're going to end up getting later in the game that fill his role. And he's not really a character you want to build to have him be a placeholder for what he does. It's not great. So Ravi, I'm going to go ahead and put an S tier. Ravi is fantastic for a lot of the content within the game. Not really for any kind of hunt, but for just general farming, clearing stages, because she has got a lot of survivability on her. So clearing through later chapters of the story, she will help a lot. So picking by Ravi is one of the best ones you can do. I'm going to put her in front of Destina. Saz, I think, is pretty bad. I'm going to put him down here at C because you can use him to farm, unlike Ken, because he does have an AoE splash damage on his skill 3, and his S2 is also AoE. So he can do some damage, but he's not really usable in Wyvern effectively. You could just use 3 stars that do a better job. He's just in a very bad spot and has been for a very long time. I do see him getting buffed in the near future, though. We've been waiting on a buff for him for years now. So we'll see. Now, Sigrid is still a good option. She is fantastic. She would normally be the one that everyone tells you to pick. But nowadays, there's no reason to pick her. Because you can get her for free from a web event that's never going to go away from what they've said. So I would not bother picking her. As long as you can do the web event and grab her, there's no point to have her. Or pull her from this, or else you're just going to have 2 cigarettes, and then you could 6-star easier, but why not get another character that fills another role? So I'm going to go ahead and put Tywin down here at C with, says Tywin's okay. The bad thing is he's just outclassed by a lot of the new characters that come out. There's a character named Flan that came out that's one female character, so everyone's going to like that more. Not everyone, but majority of people are going to like that more. And he is, yeah, it's not too great. I do use him on my global account to front take Wyvern, but if you have to try to use him, he can work, but it's just not optimal in any way. You're better off skipping him. Now, Vildred, I'm going to go ahead and put at the 3rd slot here. Vildred will be a fantastic farmer, and later in the game, if you pull multiple Vildreds, he has a really good imprint, and you'll learn what imprints are later in the game, but it's when you feed a character to another character, and they get bonus stats for it, or provide bonus stats for your team. He has one of the best imprints within the game for your team. So, and he is a fantastic farmer, and he's good for Banshee. So he is going to go up in S just because of all those. He can be used in every PvP, all that kind of content. So there's this. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Moonlight Blessing. So the Moonlight Blessing, I won't pull anything up for it, but if you're or this far in the video, I would pick Spectre Tenebria. I would 100% pick Spectre Tenebria from that. All the other characters are very niche and hard to use. Arbiter Vildred is the 2nd character that I would say to pick from that. So it's either RB or Spec T, but Spec T makes climbing RTA, which is the end-to-end game PvP, where the true PvP of this game is. Spectre Tenebria is just the better character for that. RB is still okay, though, so between those two, I would advise Spec T, but if you have to... And Spec T is also really, really good in Abyss, is the second reason I would say here. If you have Tamassaria, Spectre Tenebria, your Abyss is cakewalk, as long as you can get the gear. But if you want to pick RB because you think he's cool and maybe have played in the past and he was really strong, he's still pretty strong, but he has a billion counters to him now, whereas Spectre Tenebria's biggest counter is going to be Bellion. And you just, in RTA, you pre-ban Bellion, pick Spec T, they don't have that much they can do to you. And it makes it to where you can climb to Masters and get the skins every season very easily. But if you are an old player and disagree with any of the things I've said, comment it down below. If you're a newer player trying to figure it out, maybe check out the comment section. Also, check out BlueStacks. If you're willing to download it, it does help the channel out. So listen to what other people have to say. Try to create a dialogue down below. Please don't be rude. I would like to show everyone that Episode community is pretty awesome. That would be great, but maybe they're coming in and think, oh, hey, this might be a good game. The game looks fun, and the community behind it's cool. That's a win. So try not to be toxic to each other. I will probably delete your comments and ban you from commenting on this channel if you are being like that. So that is what it is. But hope you guys got something out of this video, and I can make any videos you guys want to see. If you have anything to suggest, comment them down below. Again, BlueStacks, check it out, and I will see you all in the next video.